timing wise, how he stayed humble, and like now that with all the success, does it get to his head, right? So here's the first clip.
You just have to accept it, like the universe has handed you this gift, you know, that's helped so many people. I wrote that thinking CeeLo was gonna do it, you know, but as the universe would have it, it was me. So I'm super grateful. You know, it's only when you think it's you with the juice is when you start getting caught up. And there are people who are the juice. Beyonce is the juice.
Beyonce is the juice. Hi, Beyonce. Hi. Gotta say hi to her. You know, she watches once in a while.
Right.
But
Shout out to Beyonce.
Right. Jay, what up? So so this is the thing, right? That clip right there was, this is how I took it, because some people get caught up and start complaining once they get a certain kind of success, once they get a certain position that they've been dying to get, once their inboxes are full and, you know, it's asking too many questions and all that great stuff and pointless emails supposedly. And how he answered that, right, was just very humbling. Like, yo, you know, I appreciate it. Like, this is what was called for me to do. Like, CeeLo was supposed to sing it, but it was me. And so, because earlier, for those who want to go back and watch that interview, like, Gail was like, yo, so are you over the song? Like, it's been a few years. Are you over? And he was like, yo, there was this kid that just randomly was like, happy, that's happy. Like, I don't have a name. I have happy, right? But at the same time, this is what I asked for. This is what God gave me. And so can I complain about it, or can I just be grateful because this is what I have always dreamt of, right? And so it made me look at, you know, some of the positions that we may have, some of the situations that we're in, that all this time we're like, yo, if I had this amount of money, if I had this position, if I was just, you know, at this table, if I was just on this platform, and then we get there and then we're finding reasons to complain or finding reasons to act big-headed for no reason. Like, some people are big-headed over a few views, a few comments, a few follows, right? And, you know, they're acting as, oh, no, there's too much, that paparazzi, no. They're acting like you big, right? And so, but all in all, like, you have a $1 million guy who's like, I just appreciate life, and I love everybody, and I'm just me, and you are just you, and I appreciate you, and I like yellow. Like, that's how Pharrell is, and it's just like, it's crazy to see somebody with that success. Even for myself, you know, you gotta check some things. Like, yo, okay, wait, hold on. All right, let me act a little bit nicer.
Can we talk about that though?
Go.
Can we talk about that though? Because I love that you bring that up, but I think it needs to be talked about because, you know, my standpoint on it is, you can't complain about having too much on your plate when your goal was to eat. So
wait a minute. Wait a minute.
You know, and that, but here's why I'm saying it though, because I find that you're one of the most responsive people, if that's even a word. Like, you really are sending screenshots of like, yo, look here, which means that you are engaging, right? That you're really still responding to people. You're still taking people's feedback, right? Some of the adjustments or what they're sharing. Just talk about that. Like, maybe why do you think it happens, and how us as individuals can protect against that, regardless of what level you're at, right? Because I do think that what you're saying is a great example. Like, yo, for real, Pharrell, at his level, he still practices humility. And I think that's a phenomenal trait.
Yeah.
But let's talk about, for those who are listening, especially when you, not you as in you personally, but we we often hear people talk about the importance of competitiveness, and you got to have kind of that edginess to almost play the role.
Yep.
But then we're also telling people like, hey, you also got to be humble. What's the balance? Like, why do you think it happens? What's the balance, and how can someone course correct if they're navigating those waters right now?
So there has to be a balance, just because you still have to be personal, right? I think you have to be realistic with the level that you're on. Like, we're not Bill Gates. We're not, we're not Pharrell. We're not Jay-Z. There's still certain levels that we haven't touched. Like, for me, we're not on the pay grade, because I'm not ever trying to be E. But we're not on the pay grade of E. We're not on the pay grade of C. We're not on, definitely nowhere near Beyonce just yet. Hi, Beyonce. Hi. Just know I'm not there yet. We're going to have a conversation one day. But, but understanding that no one's really beneath you. You could be competitive, but there's still a sense of you're still human. They're human. They're trying to get on different levels, just like you are. That doesn't make them beneath you. That doesn't mean their information is whack or anything like that. It just means that they are trying to do the same thing you're doing, whether it's possibly getting in the same pay grade, possibly getting the same exposure, maybe even in the same industry, whatever it is. If you have a healthy kind of sense of competition, but still the respect, like it's sportsmanship, it's sports. Like competition is still a sport. So you still have to, after beating their behind, I almost said something else, beating their behind, right? you have to like, yo, that was a good game. Like that was fire, right? Because you never know when you're going to need a person again. Like, I'm big on never burning bridges, because you never know down the line when you're going to need somebody. And that has nothing to do with pay grade. That has nothing to do with status or anything like that. It's all about information and what could help you to get to the next level. And they may still have information you need. So I'm big on commenting on everything, trying to hit as many DMs as I can, text messages and everything like that, because especially for day one people, because you're going to need them. Right now, for majority of us, we're trying to build, right? If you act bougie now, day one people are going to remember that. And they're not going to stay loyal. And you have to try to build a loyal tribe, like we just talked about last week with Rihanna. You have to try to build that loyal tribe that they know that in the level that you're on, you're trying to connect with them as much as you can, right? You're not trying to be like, forget it. Don't take no pictures. I'm a kid. I'm all right. Nicky, can we take pictures? No, not today. Like that doesn't happen in real life. For people who act like that, people who are not commenting, people who are ignoring their stuff, you're not that deep. You're really not. And it's cool that you think it, and maybe it's cool that your mom thinks it, but the rest of the world thinks you're trash. But I'm the blunt one, and Moose is going to
look, I'm gonna save y'all, because I think you was about to get a little pow right there. Nicky said you're trash.
You're trash. No, because I mean, like, yo, there's no reason to take so long. Yeah, we all live busy lives. Okay, cool. If there's certain people, and shout out to E, because as big as what level that he's on, he takes every single picture. He signs every single book. He tries to talk to you. We protect him. If he's not talking to you, it's because of us. It's not because of him, right?
Legit.
He would hug now, if he could. And we're like, no, you can't really get corona right now. Can we chill out? Can you go back home?
Yeah.
Oh, then, all right.
A good idea.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like, if you see people like that, who millionaire, doesn't need to work at all anymore, still has a work ethic as if he just started, coming up with 17 million ideas, talking to everybody, whether you are 5 years old or 65, whether you have $1 to your name or you have millions of dollars, he is still on a, hey, how are you? He introduced himself. Hey, I'm Eric Thomas. Yo, man, I know you. I know. He'll call us like, hey, E.T., my guy. We talk every day.
I got your number saved.
No, it's seriously, like, I get it. Like, it's you. But, it always goes based off who you're surrounded by. Like, we're surrounded by E. We're surrounded by people like Inky, another humble spirit, right? We're surrounded by Willie Moore Jr., everything like that, who are at a certain level that is above us and are still like, Nicky, you could call me anytime. Moose, you could call me anytime. I'm being here. I'm going to be on Nicky and Moose, all that great stuff. So to see other people who are nowhere near that level and like doing the Heisman on certain people, it's crazy to me. Like, to hear what Pharrell says about that and just truly being humble, still in his little bubble and everything like that, but being humble and being so much for the people, like, everybody could go sit down. Everybody. I'm just saying.
That's good. That's so good. I'm not even gonna lie to you. That's so good because, I think everyone can kind of check themselves a little bit with that point. Like, regardless of what you think you are, it's like, man, everybody can do better from a human standpoint. And I think what I like to always think of is like, yo, just remember the cycle of life. Remember the cycle of life, right? Where everyone starts is not where they end up, and that goes for good or bad. And you just never know when your turn may come, right? It's like history shows that.
Thanks.
What's that famous quote? It says, what did Jay say? Pride comes before the fall, almost certainly, or something like that, right? It's like that concept of arrogance and pride that comes before every great leader falls. And it's like, oh, wow, that's one of those traits, that you want to protect from. But yeah, no, very well said, Nicky. Shout out to you. That was, when you talk about in the bag, yeah, you was in there.